Hi, my name's Eddie and we're here at Google London campus. And we've just had an amazing evening. It was on TensorFlow, machine learning, Google Cloud, and I have with me Janine. And Janine is really interested in open source. She's a dangerous hardcore hacker.
Not really.
And let's find out more. So Janine, tell us about your story.
So basically, I don't come from a computer science background. I started off doing a marketing and international business development bachelor's degree in France in university. And after 4 years of that, I have always worked doing internships and also summer jobs as well in luxury industries such as fashion, hospitality, and yacht industry. After 6 months of doing an internship at a yacht company, I decided that I really wanted to move to London. During that period, I started self-teaching how to code, but it was really basic HTML, CSS through free online sources like Codecademy, all that kind of stuff. After 3 months of doing that, during the nights and the weekends, which was quite tiring, it was really worth it because I ended up moving to London, getting a job, and started off building really simple email campaigns. Afterwards, I quit my full-time job and decided to do a coding bootcamp for 15 weeks. It challenged me a lot. It was extremely intense, but very, very fun at the same time, satisfying, encouraging. I decided to work as a software engineer, and after graduating for 2 weeks, I managed to land a job as a software engineer. So
that's awesome. That's great. So what sort of tech are you using at the moment as a software engineer?
So my tech stack at the moment is mostly JavaScript, but for my coding bootcamp, we learned like Ruby, JavaScript, so different frameworks related to those languages, such as Ruby and Rails, and also React. But in my own spare time, I'm learning Node.js, which is something that really interests me. So yeah, that's basically
cool.
it.
And how is your open source going?
Oh my goodness, it's an area that I'm very, very, very new to, which is why I am really interested in asking you some questions.
Yeah, please go ahead, fire away.
How did you get started in open source?
Oh, that's a good question, because I'm old, so I have to think all the way back. So I think it's about 10 years ago, so I've been a software engineer for 15 years. So yeah, I'm not that old. Yeah, so 15 years, so open source for about 10 years. I think I started just by fixing a typo in a README. And then I was like, okay, and I got used to doing the flow, creating a fork of a project, creating a pull request, doing the commit message to their standards. Back then, there weren't so many standards there are now, so each project had its own standard, which was quite hard, whereas now there's more convention. Like a lot of projects follow conventional changelog, which I think Angular uses, Material Design use, so it makes it a lot easier. And I got that through. I think to get this typo through took me about 3 or 4 commits, lots of chats going back and forth, but everyone was really nice about it. So I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd do some more, and again, I just started fixing typos and spacing issues, and before I knew it, it kind of just became a habit. And as I used projects, as I used Node.js or React or any other library, and I was noticing bad English, or my English is terrible, but when I noticed like things that didn't make sense to me, or real value add, things like assumptions that were made in documentation. So step 1, do this, step 2, do this. But then when I was doing it, I was like, but there's a step kind of 1B. But it was assumed as a Node developer or PHP developer or Java developer back in the day, you knew what to do, and I didn't. So I would commit those steps, and actually they were really well appreciated and well accepted. And so before I know it, I started doing then code changes and then features, then my own project. 2 years ago, in 2017, I was in the top 500 open source contributors in the world on GitHub. And there's 20 million people, so I was really chuffed with that.
Wow.
It just snowballs. I say just get on, do it. As Cheryl's saying, just get started, documentation, translation, and you can start your own projects as well. So I've had people translate my own projects because they want to contribute, and they might not even be software engineers, but they want to contribute with languages. And so I've had my open source guide book translated into Philippines and Spanish and so on. And so you can do things like that. And it's just, once you get going, it will snowball and you'll end up contributing so much.